We can talk all day long about the dangers of gun control, not the virtues, the dangers of gun control. And if a picture is worth 1,000 words, then this video right here is going to be worth about 1,000,000 words. This is an example of how we always talk about in this channel and my other channels that gun control is creating victims. It's a victim creation. If it's a gun-free zone, it's a victim creation, criminal empowerment, fish in a barrel zone. And this is an example of that. The caption here is "Meanwhile in Chirac," which I'm assuming this is in Chicago, but it doesn't matter where this is. Watch how this woman and her son get victimized and could lose their life. They don't, but they easily could. Their life is hanging in the balance because lawbreakers who don't obey politicians' laws are the only ones who are left empowered with a gun that was supposed to keep them from having a gun. And in reality, what happened is the law abiders are the ones who are victimized. It says gun control only helps criminals and makes law-abiding citizens victims. I couldn't agree more. Let's watch this.
Give me everything. Give me the keys and everything. Give me the keys. Give me your money, everything. Keys, everything.
Who's in control here? Who's in control? Now, I'm assuming, I don't know this for a fact, but the woman and the husband comes out later, but the woman, I'm just assuming, is a law abider. She doesn't want any harm to come to herself and her family. She just wants to mind her own business, do her own thing, support her own family, live her own life. She doesn't want to be messed with. And it's a good chance that she just obeys the laws of her state, which it's probably a good chance that there are stringent gun control laws. So in obeying those laws, you actually weaken yourself. You're not self-empowered. You just become an order follower, and that doesn't do you a bit of good when somebody's got you at gunpoint. Who's in control here? Who's in control? You think this guy right here cares about how many laws come down the pike, the legislative tunnel? He doesn't care. He doesn't care what laws politicians write. He's dead set on not obeying the laws. And he's going to be in the driver's seat like he is right now. There's nobody right here. And his buddy's going to come up right here. His buddy's going to come up with his gun, and he's going to hold them at gunpoint too. And they're going to get whatever they want.
Money, keys, purse. Here the keys, purse. Oh, give me your purse. Give me your fucking purse right now.
This is why I hate gun control laws. Because gun control laws, it's a euphemism. Gun control, it's not gun control, it's people control. What people is it actually controlling? It's controlling this woman and her son and this woman's family. It's not controlling, the gun control is not controlling these assailants right here, these criminals. The gun control is empowering these criminals because it ensures that all the law abiders will be disarmed for their convenience. Now they have a safe working environment so they can do whatever they want to do, unchallenged.
What up, cuz?
By the way, did you see the arrogance of this guy? He looks right into the ring camera and is like, what up, cuz? I don't care what you think of me. I don't care that the camera's on. I don't care that you can see my face. I don't care you can see my actions. What up, cuz?
What up, cuz?
Now the husband's going to come out, but he's not armed. What's he going to do? He can easily be overpowered. You got a little skinny 100-pound soaking wet kid with a gun, pointing a gun at your face. I don't care if you weigh 300 pounds, you're a power lifter and you're a Brazilian jiu-jitsu master. Doesn't matter. The gun will beat you every day. Don't bring fists to a gunfight. Don't bring a baseball bat. Don't bring a knife to a gunfight. The gunmen are in control. And where's the cops? When the seconds of their life are ticking away, police are minutes away. When seconds count, police are minutes away. The police aren't going to help you. They're not there to help you. The Supreme Court case has already said in Gonzalez versus Castle Rock, they're not there to protect you. Even if you had a restraining order on somebody, it's too late. And if somebody pulls the trigger at your cranium, you're not going to be able to call 911. And if you can call 911, if you can, in the heat of the action, call 911, how long do you think you're going to wait? How far do you think the criminal's going to get before the cops even show up? How many body bags are you willing to have the hospital order for your family members because you were too stupid to obey laws? Because you submitted to the authorities, because you did what the politicians told you to do. This infuriates me to no end, guys. There ain't nothing you can do in this situation right here when they got you at gunpoint. Unless you're empowered yourself. I'm going to turn this down right here and we'll just watch it again. Minding their own business. This little kid's life is in jeopardy. Parents, are you willing to put your kid's life in jeopardy by following the law? Because that's what this amounts to right here. And then what's the answer? Do people really look at this and go, well, I think the answer to this is we obviously need more gun laws. If we had more gun laws on top of the gun laws that we already have, then this kid right here wouldn't have a gun and he wouldn't be able to do this. That's nonsense. You've got plenty of gun laws and you don't need any of them. The only law you need in the land is the supreme law of the land, and that's the Second Amendment. Right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. But what do the politicians do? They live their lives as a constant infringement. It's so infuriating. It makes you just want to just blow your top and scream from the mountaintops. This is unjust. This is unfair. More and more gun laws is more and more evil on the land. Because everybody who obeys those laws, they're the ones that are hindered. They're the ones that are hamstrung. They're the ones that are disempowered. They're the ones that are going to be at gunpoint. Meanwhile, the politicians who scribbled out those laws on those fancy pieces of paper and sprinkled the legislative pixie dust on it so that they can make that bill into a law, those guys are surrounded by 24-hour a day, 7-day-a-week security, armed security. But you're not. You're left to fend for yourself. While they go free and they can live a life high in the hog, knowing that they're surrounded by their armed security detail. So yeah, if a picture is worth 1,000 words, then this video right here is worth 1,000,000. Take heed, guys. Take heed. If you're pro gun control, then you're pro people control, which means you're pro woman control, controlling women, controlling minorities, controlling people who are lesser than you. Especially even when you're talking about background check and registration and licensing and renewals, that all costs money. You think poor people can afford gun licensing, registration, and renewal? Do you think they're going to pass that background check? Don't you think poor people are worthy of protecting themselves too? So if you're pro-gun control and you're pro-gun legislation, you're pro-gun safety regulation, then you're actually anti-poor, anti-woman, anti-minority. I don't know about you, but I want minorities to be armed. I want women to be armed. I want the LGBT community to be armed. I want poor people to be armed. I want them to be empowered. And can you think of a better way in this sphere that we live in? This zone, I don't mean sphere I'm just talking about in this zone, in this day and age in which we live. Don't you want people to be empowered, empower themselves so they don't have to wait for the cops, so they don't have to dial 911, so they don't have to plead to their legislators, please make another law to keep us even more safe? It's not working. It's not working. It sounds so broken record and cliche to say, make all the laws you want. Criminals don't obey laws. And if the law abiders obey those laws, they're the ones that become victimized. A gun-free zone empowers criminals and makes law abiders into victims. Leave your thoughts about this. If I'm wrong, leave me a comment. If I'm right, leave me a comment. Comments help with the algorithm. This is basically a dead channel that hardly gets any views, but share this video if it's important to you. If it's important that individuals be empowered. The biggest minority on the planet is the individual. If you say you're for minorities and yet you're against individual rights, you're not for minorities. You're not for empowering minorities. If you say you're for gun control, you're not for minorities. You're against them, decidedly against them. To be pro-gun control is to be pro-criminal and anti-law abider. And it's no virtue to be a law abider. Leave your thoughts about this. If you want to support the channel, grab a hard-hitting conversation starting shirt from the shirt store. You can put the design in any shirt, hoodie, mug, cell phone case, whatever you want, or visit the donation links if you think this content is worth it. I'll see you guys in the next. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, give it a like, share it with everybody you know. and I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video. With all the crazy stated plans of the Great Reset, the currency reset, and even the food reset, it's not a matter of if the store shelves are going to clear and there's a lack of food. The question is when. You need to get long-term storable food. It doesn't matter if it's from me or you just go to the store and you buy food. Just grab dry, storable food while you can. If you want to get it from me, you're going to support the channel and you're going to help yourself out because my link has a discount code embedded within it. You can check that out in the description below.